This is Heather Arielle with House of Astrology, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the spring equinox and the Aries energy coming in, and how could that help us? How can that help us right now, um, considering what is going on? I mean, all of our lives have been completely turned upside down, and leading in a spring equinox, I mean, that's really about a new beginning. Aries energy is very strong, powerful energy. It's fiery, it represents new beginnings. The entire Western zodiac actually begins with 0 degrees Aries. So, Aries is very significant in Western astrology. And anytime you have an equinox or a solstice, it's not just the new zodiac sign, it's seasonal. And a lot of people don't realize, but Western astrology is symbolic and seasonal. So it's an important time of the year, but no one feels no one feels very fiery or spring-like or that normal excitement, but we can still use the Aries energy to our advantage. Now, if you have Aries in your chart, what I'm going to talk about is open to you. Those gifts are open to you all year around, whether it's your sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, ascendant, midheaven. But if you don't, the rest of us, we get to embrace Aries energy when the sun is in that sign. And so March 19th, very late tonight, it's gonna enter into Aries, and then it's gonna be there for a month. Now, Aries is pioneering energy. It's really allows, there's the fire, the pioneering, the visionary. It encourages new ideas. It's about newness. And boy, do we need some new ideas. Most of us, right, are having to completely change our routines, the way we do our work. And I mean, I was planning, I travel a lot. I travel all the time. I do public events and workshops, and I go to fairs and festivals and all kinds of things. Well, obviously, I'm not doing any traveling, nor is anyone else, and everything's been canceled. And so I'm having to put most of my business online now, and so I'm setting up workshops and events and ways to reach you all online. And then and other businesses, though, there's a distillery that they can't sell their alcohol now, so they're actually started to make hand sanitizer. Now, Aries energy is very helpful to it. It will help us, if we embrace it, it will help us to be our most creative and original. And so if we think outside the box and we say, okay, we can't do what we were doing, right? It's great for brainstorming and looking at your resources. So look at your resources. That distillery looked at their resources and said, okay, can't be selling the alcohol, but guess what? We can make hand sanitizer. You know, I was looking at everything that I was doing in person and saying, okay, I'm gonna have to find ways to move this online. Now, so that's what we should really all be thinking about, and Aries energy will help us. We were in Pisces. Pisces is murky, it's confusing, it's a fog is over things, even though it's sensitive and transcendent, and there's a lot of wonderful things about Pisces, nuance and duality, but it's very hard to know what's going on with Pisces. So this Aries energy that's coming in, things are going to get clearer. Aries is fast. Things are going to start moving much faster on all levels. And because of the fiery action, I think I have my fire card. It's so appropriate. Look at that fire card. Yeah, fire. Ready to launch. Be bold and resolute. It is time to take action. And even though, I mean, you may feel you're at home, what can you do? You're isolating, you're social distancing, and then a lot of us just start watching the news, and there's sort of this passive quality. I just want Aries energy to inspire all of us to be as active as we can be, even if it's just to be active within our home, active with a neighbor, to think outside the box, to use our resources and be as creative as we can, and also to share and to share online with, like, what are you doing? And I'm also calling all my friends and everyone. I'll call people, connect with people to say, hey, these are the problems I'm facing, and I'm trying to, I'm coming up with some of these solutions. These are my resources, and get some feedback, and then help your friend and help your other. Like, we can all be brainstorming together and brainstorming, coming up with some solutions. So if we work together, it's a very good time to be doing that. Now, Saturn also, in a couple of days, it's going to move into Aquarius, and this is a big deal because Aquarius rules humanitarian efforts, technology, and science. And boy, that's what it's all about right now, right? Now, yeah, you hear more than anything else. We're all in this together, and we really are. Now, Saturn. Oh, I have my Saturn card. Okay, Saturn. Saturn is about being responsible. It's about being responsible. So that means we really need to be responsible for each other. If Saturn is going to connect to Aquarius, we need to be responsible for the group. We all need to be really responsible for each other. And so that's why we're saying, even if, you're not at high risk, you need to do social distancing, not for your own, not for as much your benefit, but for the benefit of others, right? Even though they're coming out now that younger people can get, ill. So we want to be responsible for the group. And with the Saturn technology aspect, Saturn slows things down, and there are limitations with it. So definitely for a while, we're going to feel that slowdown. And I know not all of you were able to call into one of the events I did because this is happening. This is happening with a lot of people. Everyone is online now, and some sites are crashing and things like that are happening. So that Saturn is slowing down. But all of that's going to get fixed, but it's going to get fixed slowly. Saturn is going to be in Aquarius for a couple of years, and we're going to look back in a couple of years and say, wow, we're not going to go back to how things were exactly. It's going to be a whole new world. The technology that's going to develop out of this, the interconnectedness that we're going to feel. But right now we're at the beginning, and I know people are scared, but one thing that's so beautiful about Aries that I'm going to try to incorporate is the fearlessness. Aries is the most fearless energy in the entire zodiac because they love to do new things and they love to find new ways of doing things. So if you have Aries in your chart, a call to all Aries. Doesn't matter where you have it. We need you because you are naturally fearless and a pioneer, and we need you to be coming up with your most innovative, wonderful ideas and inspiring the rest of us, right? Use your fiery energy to inspire others. And for the rest of us, use this time with the sun in Aries to just the best you can embrace your inner pioneer. Brainstorm with the people in your home, with your neighbors, connect, and just be creative and say, okay, these are my resources. This is what I really need to get done or I would like to get done, and think outside the box. How could I possibly do this? And then call others for some support with that. So embrace your inner pioneer and stay connected, right? Stay connected, and we absolutely will get through this together. This is Heather Arielle with House of Astrology.